Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham interface? But bro, where's the banjo?
What is going on, everybody? I am that fat guy, and I got all three of my boys here in studio today. And Vinny is getting ready to pop the Cleveland Browns champagne. Hopefully he doesn't kill my ceiling.
Don't put an eye out.
Don't put an eye out, Vinny. Easy with that. Oh, there it is. We said we would drink this on air after the Browns season, and what a great season it was. So, boys, cheers.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vinny. We would show this on video, but it's probably not good. So this is the Cleveland Browns. What is that, Vinny? The Cleveland Browns 46?
Yep. Cleveland Browns 1946.
All right, so boys, cheers to a winning Cleveland Browns season for the first time in a long time. Ooh, that's not bad.
Nope, not bad at all.
Now, don't forget, take some of that down to Mama while I do our intro and stuff, because she wants some mimosas out of that thing.
You want me to say good morning first?
Yeah, we have. Vinny, how you doing, bud?
Hey, good morning.
There it is. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a very special show today. We got a couple spots going on. I'll wait for Vinny to come back up to give the one. But we have a new show sponsor, Brian. All right.
Yeah.
We are sponsored by Underdog Clothing Company. You can check them out at underdogclothingco.com or at Twitter with underdogclothi3 or on Instagram at underdogclothingco.com. I got to get used to this. This is a new library for us.
You'll get it.
We reached out to them. They reached out to us, and we should be wearing some of their garb for you guys on our live show next Tuesday at Mr. B's Tavern.
Nice.
And I'm pushing for 6 o'clock we go live, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
We're going to go to Mr. B's, do what we always want to do, with the food, the drinks, everything else. We're going to have Vic on with us. We are also going to have the league operator of the APA, the American Pool Association, Harold Keel, on with us too while we are there. And probably a couple other friends know that we are going to be there, so they might chime in their 2 cents. Especially, I think Toby said he was going to be there to give Vinny some stuff. So Vinny is finalizing everything. What did we say? Around 6 o'clock we go live?
Yes.
All right. So here we go, boys. We are just chugging right along, and we have got to do some shout-outs. So, Brian, you got any shout-outs for today?
I don't have any. No, and that's a failure on my part, I guess.
All right.
I mean, we'll get into all the people I probably would shout out as we talk about the Browns. But for now, keep it simple.
All right. Vinny, you got any shout-outs?
No one local particular. I would like to go ahead and shout out the Bills. Go Bills.
There he is.
Keep it up, buddy.
There it is. I knew it was coming.
No.
We might as well get into that top 3 now, because a couple episodes we did our top 3 Super Bowl favorites.
Uh-huh.
And Vinny still has all 3 teams in with the Chiefs, the Bucks, and the Bills.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Big Brian, what you got left? You got the Chiefs and
I just have the Chiefs, my number one. My other
the
ones,
Chiefs?
yeah,
Yep.
was Seattle and the Saints got knocked out pretty early.
I got the Bills and Green Bay still left.
Yes, sir.
So, it was close. We had to pick. I had Seattle knocked out too, so it kind of sucks. We got to give some shout-outs to the Cheap Seats boys. We did a cheap ham party again last Friday, which was a blast. Those 2, and then we brought Craig Fountain in with us on it, and it just turned into something weird. Like, I don't even know how. It was our first live show and our first live experience, and me trying to figure out all the controls and everything.
I mean, you can't go out and party on Friday nights anymore, so it was as close to a Friday night party as you could possibly have.
And if you haven't heard our intro and dance to, you got to check out the Bluegrass Beard on TikTok. That is the juice. And the Juice got our intro music, and he started dancing to it. And it is I love that kid. I love him so much.
I felt weird watching it, to be honest. Clean up those moves, Juice.
Also, we have, what do you have, Kevin here?
No, that's my bad.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Now you could shout out Kevin if you want.
Well, we have the Voice of the Land podcast. Kevin showed some videos of the rally that they had down at the stadium on Saturday for the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
And it was many people that showed up out there. Now, we're going to have Landon on, Craig's son, here a little bit later. He's going to talk about his video, but he was also at the rally, so I kind of want to get their take on that. And plus, with Landon, he's a younger generation, and I can't wait to hear his thoughts on some food. So we're going to drill him a little bit on food and see what he likes. Other than that, we got to get into... It's trivia time, isn't it?
It's trivia time.
Hold on, let me get that music. Uh-oh.
Come on.
I got another video coming in. Oh, boy. Here we go. Trivia time. Now, our trivia is always brought to you by Papa V and Curb Appeal Landscaping. You can contact Papa V at curbappeal419.com for all your landscaping needs. And this week, it is Bry's turn for the trivia, so big fella, give it to me.
Yep. Hopefully, this will be the end of these trivia questions going back to such and such date, last time the Browns made the playoffs. This is a question going back to the last time the Browns made the playoffs in 2002.
Yes.
I am looking for the top 3 quarterbacks with the most starts.
For
your Cleveland Browns, the last 18 seasons since 2002. And you know what? I'm feeling nice. I'm going to give you number 1. Number 1 is Baker.
Okay.
Baker, even though he's only played 3 seasons for the Browns,
Okay.
he's number 1. As sad as that is. So give me 2 and 3.
Okay.
Most starts.
Son of a...
Believe it, number 2 is kind of clear cut, but after that, it's a jumble of a lot of mess.
Okay.
It's like a jambalaya of crap.
Oh, God, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
I think you can get it.
I hope so.
It's not Johnny Manziel. Don't throw that out there.
Well, he's having a bad enough time trolling the Browns, bastard.
What is he doing?
I don't know. He's being a dick, but it's all right.
You've got nothing better to do.
Got nothing
we know
better
that.
to do. It's all right. So here, let me chug down this champagne. I know you're not supposed to chug it, but you hit me with a weird trivia question. Oh boy, that's bubbly. All right, so I got to come up with 2. All right,
2.
All right. Well, let's get into the Browns and Chiefs here. All right. Obviously, the Browns lost to the Kansas City Chiefs 22-17.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sloppy game at first. You know, the Browns were down 19-3 at halftime. Then they came back with a vengeance in the second half, and everything was going right. You just felt that momentum. Like, you know, Vinny and I were at the bar watching it, which we sent out a couple videos that you can find on Twitter and Facebook. Some of them are funny because I didn't know how to shut off the live on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, well, might as well just keep it going, and I'm just panning around everywhere.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, it's funny.
That's why I'm the producer.
That's why he's the
Vinny, help him out. Come on now.
And then Brian brings up, he goes, I got to teach you camera angles.
Right.
You can't go
Come
that
on,
low.
man.
Your 4 chin was just glowing. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do?
They have
What
a
do you want
thing
me to do?
called a selfie stick. Look into it.
Of course he did. All right. So, the one big takeaway I got from the game is Baker played outstanding again. And you know something? He's due, bud. He's due. He's due for an extension. I believe he is our franchise quarterback. There's no doubt in my mind anymore. And any people that says there's a doubt, you guys are just trolling right now because since week 8, since that bye week, something changed in Baker, and I don't know what it is, but he's been on fire. He's had, 2 interceptions, or 3 now, I think, since week 8. And yes, one of them was a bad interception to the Honey Badger, which I got to kick Juice in the dick for that, for predicting that one. But
did he really?
Yeah, well, he did it on the Cheap Seats podcast.
Right,
Said, if Baker makes a mistake, the Honey Badger is going to pick it off, and he did. So then I had to blow his ass up on the phone.
That'll be Grant Delpit next year. Don't
I
get
know.
too upset about it.
But a lot of people were upset with the Browns defense, and I was not one of them. To hold Kansas City to 22 points, Browns defense played good. All right.
It didn't look great at times.
It did not look great at times, but they played good enough for the Browns to win that game. All right. So I'm not harping on it. And everybody that's harping on Joe Woods, back off. He's dealing with third-string guys in the secondary. He's dealing with guys hurt on the offensive line. He's dealing with rookies at linebacker. Give him a check. Like, it's unreal. You're trying to get the DC out of here because of one play, a 3rd and 14 finicky play that Chad freaking Henne. God, I hate saying Chad Henne.
Who thought that he would come back to kill Ohio teams?
Like Chad Henne.
I know, right?
And I get it. It's a fluky play. He scrambled. Nobody's expecting him to run. It's Chad Henne.
Yeah, and Joe Woods is a first-year defensive coordinator in a pandemic year, so I'm not going to kill him too much. But my main takeaway from this game was just, man, the whole week leading up to it, I tried to talk myself off the ledge. I mean, you came out and you gave some ridiculous stat that you were 100% confident in the Browns.
You know something? Even with that punt there at the end of the game, I was still confident that the Browns could come back and win.
But it took an injury to the best player in football for them to get into that game. I mean, it sucks for me to say, but for me...
Look at this face. This face doesn't care.
Hey,
right?
100% confident.
Win's a win.
Right, and we all know that you're more fan and I'm more realistic. So I tried to... Similar to the first week of the season against the Ravens, I tried to tell myself that this game, you're 10-point underdogs. There's a reason you're 10-point underdogs. And it looked like in the first half that wasn't enough. You were down 19-3 at halftime when they had their starting quarterback. But I don't want to talk about that. I'm just going to talk about just how much of a roller coaster this game was, because the Browns got screwed left and right.
So hold on, you say it was 19-3. They about scored there at the end of the first half with Higgins and got screwed.
Oh, we'll get into that. Yeah, we got screwed left and right, but we also got a ton of benefits with mainly Mahomes going out.
Yes,
and then Chad Henne throwing up the punt. Basically, I call it. They were in field goal range, and he just throws up a punt to Carl Joseph.
Vinny, you got something to say?
Nope.
No.
No.
Hey, Vinny and I were going nuts. I lost my voice.
Oh, so did I.
I lost my voice.
So did I, because I'm like, they're going to go down, they're going to milk this clock, and they're going to score a touchdown and win.
Hey, I got home. My wife looked at me. She goes, "How drunk are you?" I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "Your voice is all raspy." I'm like, "I was screaming at the TV, honey.
Party girl voice.
Like, come on."
Yeah. So Mahomes getting hurt was the huge one. Henne he didn't even look great. He looked okay, and he made some plays, obviously, we know. But and also Harrison Butker missing those the extra point.
I know.
Gave us a little bit of life after they just drove the ball down the field and scored on us and kind of ripped our hearts out a little bit. But then also Baker throwing the interception to start the second half. And I was at a point, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to shy away from it. I was at a point where Baker threw that interception. I think they were maybe on the 30-yard line or 35-yard line, and we're down 19-3 at that point. I threw the remote to my wife. I said, if they score a touchdown, you can watch your shows. I'll watch the rest of the game on my phone. And I was just going to keep an eye on it, and if it got close again, maybe I'd tune back in, but...
So you would steal the remote back for your wife,
right? Ashley, if they came within like two scores, but because they threw that pick, they're on like the 30-yard line. I'm like, okay, if they get a field goal, I'm still engaged. If they get a touchdown and we fall down 26-3 against Mahomes, a 1 in 100 chance you probably have of coming back from that deficit.
Oh, yeah. I hear you.
It worked out for the Browns. They missed the field goal. We're still only down that same deficit. We don't get penalized by turning it over at all. And we just kept chugging along. But I just kept waiting for this offense to hit their stride, and I feel like they never really did.
No, they would get hiccups.
Right.
Like, you're trying to throw, like the one that blares out to me was they tried to throw that screen pass to Chubb. And
Chubb dropped a couple.
Which is, everybody said that that's on him, and he even knows that dropping those were But he was looking downfield. It wasn't like it was a blatant drop. Like, it was a drop, don't get me wrong, but he was looking to go as soon as he caught that ball, and that's his own fault. He should have secured that one, and he knows it. He actually came out and said it, that was his fault. But also, you got to factor in the fact that your star wide receiver only had 23 yards.
20. 7 catches.
7 catches, 20 yards.
Donovan Peoples-Jones, your third string receiver, or your third receiver overall, 1 catch, 23 yards.
So, you factor in those things.
Yeah.
Things got to change. And, the other thing that I wanted to bring up is Wills got hurt. And you had to bring in Lamb, who got hurt right after that. Again. And you had to bring in the guy that hasn't met Baker last week.
We know his name now, though.
But Hance.
Blake Hance. We know him.
Shook his hand, maybe for the first time last week.
He's a guard, but he was playing tackle.
He ended up playing tackle for us, and he held his own. So, Bud, welcome to Cleveland. Thank you so much for stepping in because, not many people can do that. And, give credit to Treader and Batonio and all those guys on the line because still, another game, Baker didn't get touched again.
It wasn't a glaring need.
No.
I mean, it was Wills went down. We already lost Hubbard, who would be our second tackle.
Yes.
And then Lamb, who would be our third tackle. So we were on our fourth left tackle. And, I mean, you make do. Give credit to Hance. Give credit to Bill Callahan because they held it together. We still had a chance in that game. It was a game of missed opportunities because you can go back and you can look and see many, many plays where if you want to, let's get into the Higgins play because
let's do it. I'm
pissed
off.
At the end of the day, that was the difference in the game.
It was.
You score that touchdown, you win by 2 points.
And the thing is that is such a stupid rule. Like you and I were talking about it, and hold on. My stepdad sent me a clip of Rich Eisen. Let me find it real quick and see if I can play it on here.
I got a clip of the Browns fans collectively during that play.
Here, hold on. Yeah.
Out of bounds anywhere you want. Real estate. Go ahead and fumble it out of bounds anywhere you want. Offense, because you get the ball back. You get the ball back. If it's at the end of a half, the end of a game, you cannot get it from where it rolls out of bounds. You have to get it from where you fumbled it. Not if it gets knocked out in the field of play and happens to roll the wrong way and then out of bounds. Then the defense that is on its heels, the defense that has no standing in this drive because the other team is right on the precipice of scoring. Guess what? You get a football. You get a possession. You get the offense. Come on back out. Offense that just drove the field. I'm so sorry. Because if the ball had rolled out a few inches towards you, you still have the ball. Stupid ass rule. Worst rule in football. There's nothing that comes anywhere close.
SAR.
And that's part of the Rich Eisen show.
That could be copyright, so we might have to cut that. I don't know.
Okay.
They might not care about our tiny little podcast, but
well, I mean, I said it was from Rich Eisen. It's what he said.
Yep.
It's just a little clip.
They call it. People in the business call it the Rich Eisen rule.
He actually said throughout that clip, and I quote, that the head of the NFL referees called him in between games and said, "There's your rule. There it is. It's out there." So they know that this thing is hot garbage.
Who's the referee that's back in New York that calls in to CBS? Is it Dean Blandino?
I think so. I'm not
sure. Or Gene Steratore or
somebody like that.
They were the ones that was this rule is BS. And then that also went into the targeting rule.
Yeah, where the guy speared Higgins right in the ear hole.
And what did I say to you? I said the guy at Clemson got ejected from the whole game for a hit that was less violent than that.
Oh, yeah. He didn't even try to wrap him up. He just put his shoulder and his head down.
And I didn't even think about it when it happened. But
neither did I.
The replay was, it was deafening. You could tell that, he didn't even try to wrap him like you said. He just went in like a torpedo. And I thought that's what they're trying to get rid of. Maybe not against Cleveland Browns players. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still... That should have never happened. That's...
Do you blame Higgins for that?
No, because he's trying to make a play, Bri. Any quarterback that does that, it's okay. You reach like that for a first down also.
Right.
So it's not like you don't make those plays. I mean, he's trying to make a play for his team to get them fired up and get them going. And it was a fluke because guess what? One more inch, that was a touchdown. Because it was less than an inch and it rolled out of the end zone. If it would have ran out right there by the pylon, before the pylon, we would have been first and goal.
Right.
All right. Because it rolled out in the end zone, because the defense that didn't stop the play or fall in the ball gets it back, they got to change that rule. They have to. And especially now that it's happened in the playoffs, you got to change that rule.
They might look into it now that it's happened in a big situation.
Because like I brought up to you, at least give them, first down on a 25 or something. Like, at least get the offense the ball back to where they can at least score a point, because it wasn't technically their fault that, yes, they fumbled, but it wasn't their fault it went out of bounds in the end zone instead of the 2-yard line.
We agree, and maybe, who knows how this off season will go. Maybe we'll have a longer discussion on this, but we thought, the offense probably should be penalized for reaching into the end zone and not getting there and it going out of bounds. But you can't penalize them by just turning the ball over. You can't reward the defense who didn't make a play. The offense just happened to drop the ball. You didn't recover it or anything. And you're going to reward the defense as opposed to the offense, even though neither team recovered it?
Yeah.
No. So you penalize the offense. You take them back to, what would we say, 15, 20-yard line?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And if not, even like the 25, I'd be all right. The 30-yard line,
wherever.
I'd be all right.
Yeah, penalize them as much as you want. You can't just give hand in a giant cake with delicious toppings on top and say, here you go. Here's the ball.
Now, the only stipulation I got with that, now, if the defense was trying to recover and it squirted out in the end zone, that I'm okay with.
Right.
Okay? But there was no defensive player around that. The closest person was Njoku trying to save it.
Yeah.
And there was nobody else around. It wasn't like it was bumbling around in the end zone forever. It just barely leaked in and then rolled out of bounds.
Yeah.
Now, if they were trying to dive on it, that's fine. But that's also kind of like the rule where if the snap goes over the quarterback's head and you kick it out of the end zone, it's a safety instead of 7 points.
Right.
So, I mean...
They need to clean up their rules for fumble, because there's a batting rule that, like, Calvin Johnson got screwed with a couple years ago. And this is now the second time in a month that the Browns have been screwed by a fumble rule against the Jets. Oh. You can't fumble the ball forward. You cannot fumble the ball forward.
But yeah,
this game,
you fumble it forward.
We fumble it forward. It goes out of the bounds. Well, you're shit out of luck. Deal with it, because we're going to reward this team that, lucked into you fumbling it. So clean it up, NFL. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. You need some.
You have the tuck rule with Tom Brady. Okay.
Yeah, right.
You have all these
Nobody
other
knows
rules.
what a fumble is anymore.
Hold on. Now you have the catch rule of what a catch is.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make this clear. Okay. Because there was a couple even catches yesterday that should not have been catches.
That was another place where we kind of got screwed, because Tyreek Hill, was it, I think, hit the ground. We didn't challenge it. We weren't quick enough to challenge it.
No, because they came right up on the line.
And if you're watching it at home, you're screaming at the TV, challenge, throw the red flag. They didn't do it in time. And then the next time there was a close call, Stefanski knew he had to hurry, and he just threw the flag, and it was really a catch.
Yeah.
So we got screwed almost twice, because we couldn't challenge the one that was not a catch, but we did challenge the one and lost the timeout for the one that was a catch. Yeah.
So, Vinny, you were with me at our wonderful Mr. B's when we were watching the game, and we were having a blast at that place. I took a picture of the chicken quesadilla and deep fried pickles that we had, put it out on Twitter and on Facebook, so check those out, because we're going to be there next week live at 6 o'clock, and we're going to have the chicken quesadilla spread. We're going to have the Mr. B burger, and we're going to have some chicken wings out so y'all can see it and enjoy it. So, Big Bud, what do you think about that game? I mean, it was just heartbreaking. You and I were together just shaking our head.
Yeah, we really were. That biggest part was that one play going in for the touchdown. And, it almost really looked like he kind of Superman that. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse on it. I know you guys went over that quite a bit, but, I just...
Killer.
I don't see how that Could just have been ruled a touchback, and that's it. And then
Yeah.
given the ball over.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here screaming at you, and you're like, "What are you screaming at me for?" I'm like, "I gotta scream
Right.
at somebody."
You think about it, it was, I mean, so let's say worst case scenario, he just tucks the ball, covers it, and falls down at the 1 or the 2. Not only do we probably, most likely with our run game, run it 4 times and score a touchdown, but we drain more clock.
Yeah,
And maybe they don't get that field goal. Even if they do get that field goal at the end of the first half, we're down 19-10 and we get the ball in the
yeah,
second
and it's a whole
half.
different. Now, are you upset with the you guys up with the Stefanski kicking it there on that 4th and 9 with like 4 minutes left in the game? I heard a lot of people said they're upset with it. I'm not, because
No.
at that point in time, it's Chad Henne. Even though Chad Henne did beat us, it's not like it was. If it was Patrick Mahomes, I would tell him go for it. It wouldn't have been 14 and 15. Let's run a draw play. I don't
Right,
give a shit.
right.
We're going for it.
And that's probably the difference. If you're going against Pat Mahomes, you probably go against it because you go for the 4th down because we've had success going for 4th downs leading up to that point.
Yeah.
And you don't want to give Pat Mahomes the ball
No.
because they'll just drain it. But Chad Henne, yeah, I don't kill that call.
I got to ask, why would you try to run that screen pass with Kareem there right at the end?
That's kind of what did him in. If it was a 4th and 6, 4th and 5, something like that, you probably go for it. But a 4th and 9, yeah, you just hope that you get the ball back. And, I mean, honestly, let's give credit to Kansas City because they had the stones on 4th and 1. I know we don't want to talk about the 3rd down play, but that 4th and 1, they had the stones to not only snap it, but to throw it and complete that. And so that was the dagger. That was it. And, honestly, this is going to sound weird, but had we just got our butts kicked, had the first half copy and pasted to the second half, and we can't stop Mahomes, and our offense can't do anything, and we end up with 15 points and we get beat 35-15 or something, I would maybe feel almost a little better because it's like, okay, you tip the hat to them. They're the better team. But this was our window. This was the opportunity. How often are you going to have to face the Kansas City Chiefs in the next 10 years without Pat Mahomes in the playoffs? It's not going to be very often, I don't think.
Princess came up to give her 2 cents. That's all right, girl.
Yeah, and we could, looking forward, I mean, in this hypothetical world, if we got past Kansas City, I think we could have taken Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not scared of Buffalo.
No. I'm not
And
either.
Buffalo, by the way, you owed us the giant gift basket of apples, oranges, cheese wheels, nut bars, everything you have. Buffalo wings, we'll take those. Yeah, you're welcome because to be honest, I don't think Pat Mahomes is playing this week.
Nope.
So-
Well, right now they're saying that he's testing well, and there is.
Right.
Yeah, so
they
we'll
might,
see.
but
We'll
usually,
see.
if you get a concussion, you're out a couple weeks.
Well, then you'll see.
But you never know.
All right, so let's just end this season with a thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Cleveland
Yep.
Browns. We were not expecting you. I was expecting you to do this. You beat Bry's expectations this year.
Oh, so great.
All right. But thank you for a great year, a great time, and for us to cheer you guys on this year. Now, granted, we couldn't do it in person, but hopefully next year we can, and I hope it's going to be great.
Can I nitpick for one more second?
One more second.
And then I'm probably done. I think they gave up on the run game a little too early because we weren't having great success with the run game, but both Chubb and Hunt averaged 5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And if you just stuck with, I think the Browns honestly were intimidated a little bit. They got down 7 or 6-0.
Yes.
And then we weren't able to score, and then all of a sudden we're down 13.
Would you have deferred that to Pat Mahomes? Because I would.
Yeah, probably. I would have.
wouldn't have.
I would have. I don't want. Just imagine at the end of the first half they get that field goal, and then they get the ball back at the start of the second half.
Yeah, but
So-
you don't know that because the way we've been with first drives, we've scored on a crap ton of our first drives, and if we would have went down and scored 7-0 right out of that game and
Right.
put it on Kansas City, it might have been a totally different game.
But also think back to last year, and I mean, again, give kudos to Kansas City for changing it up. Andy Reid, their whole coaching staff. Think back to last year after they had the first round bye against Houston. they fell down 24-0. And so they couldn't do anything early. They're rusty. So you give them the ball. You hope you're able to stop them. And then you gain a little momentum there. And your offense can go down and use that. But we never got the momentum until maybe late in the fourth. I thought with that Carl Joseph interception, I thought we had that momentum. And the offense let us down. And for Kareem Hunt not to get any touches in the first half.
Yeah.
When he's as motivated as anybody on the field there.
Oh, yeah. I hear you.
That was
totally
hard to
agree.
swallow. And you're talking to a guy, Toledo graduate, love my Rockets. I was not the biggest Kareem Hunt fan. I didn't think he had the maturity to be an NFL player, to be a professional. But he's won me over the last year.
Oh, yes, he has.
And I just the drive of him, the fight of him.
I think what he needed was stability. I think that's what it was.
Yep, and I'm so happy to have him moving forward. Nick Chubb and him. I think the skies are the limit for those guys, and he's a Cleveland guy, so yep, he won me over.
Let's get into it before we get landed on here. Let's get into the everybody. What's your Browns MVP? I'm going to start with Bri first. Who's your Browns MVP for the 2021 season?
For me, it's not even a question. It's Kevin Stefanski.
Okay.
He's and I'm sorry for taking the easy one first, but he has changed this culture.
Yes.
He has been the biggest change from last year, from Freddie Kitchens to Kevin Stefanski. We doubled our wins basically.
Yes.
Because of him. Even if Baker doesn't work out, I'll be okay with it because we have our coach, Cleveland.
Yep.
He's our guy for the next 10 years.
My cousin Vinny, who's your Browns MVP this year?
You know what? I say Baker.
All right.
Few hiccups here or there, like any good quarterback still would. He's the guy that's on the field. I love Stefanski and everything like that, and I completely agree with you, Big Bri. But, he's the one with all the pressure on him, being the quarterback and making those plays happen. He's a lot of passes, a lot of handoffs and stuff like that. I mean, could have gone a lot worse, and they really made it move.
So I'm going to go with a trifecta. All right, I can't just pick one on this one. Okay, first one, Stefanski.
Yep.
All right, hands down, started the stabilization of this team and this organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, number two, Baker Mayfield. Taking this offense and making it his.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anybody else's anymore. This is his offense. Mm-hmm. He is so excited to come back to this offense again next year.
And we are so excited to have him back.
Guess what? Next year, guess what we're not talking about draft? Quarterback. Guess what else we're not talking about? Head coach. Guess what else we're not talking about? Running backs.
It's going to seem foreign.
Like, what are we supposed to do? And last but not least, Myles Garrett. Those three guys, one took the team, one took the offense, one took the defense, to watch Myles Garrett, to watch Baker Mayfield, joy of jumping up and down and having a blast.
Betty loves it.
Betty loves it. She's all fired up. She says, "Give me that top three, Dad. Give it to me." I don't even know where she's at. Is she downstairs or up here with us still?
She's on the stairs.
Oh, she's on the steps barking at me? Oh, perfect.
Bold.
Well, so let me pause this real quick.
Well, let me...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No.
One more time. The Kansas City fans saying you couldn't even beat us when our best player was out. Give me a break.
We'll see you next year.
Hey, was Cleveland's best player out?
Yep.
He sure was.
Yep.
They kept showing Garrett on the sidelines time and time and time again. So he wasn't right. We're going to see them again next year. I love it that we got this experience against Kansas City. We also play them next year in the regular season. So we're going to be more prepared for them next year in the playoffs.
We got to taste the playoffs, and we're ready to roll.
Yep.
All right, let's pause it for Landon, all right? And now we got on the horn with us here on the Fat Boy Hotline. We have Landon, and Landon is in charge of a hype video that got over, what is it now, like 80K views?
I think it was 45K. It may be there.
Oh, wow.
Shoot.
So he put out this hype video, and this thing is amazing. Landon, where can everybody find us at? Because I know I shared it and tweeted it out on my end, and so did your dad, but where can they find this video at? Because if you haven't seen it yet, check it out, because it makes you want to run through a wall.
They can find it at my Twitter, which is at Cadell Landon, or they can find it on the Browns Table or Ginger's Talk Football podcast. I think you retweeted on there, but
yes,
pretty much any of my dad's accounts.
So, as a younger buck, what did this season mean to you for the Browns? Because you've really only known losing, period. Like, there's no winning. Like, as old as you are, you just came straight into losing, and just from there, So, what was this year like for you?
It was pretty fun. I mean, I didn't expect much coming into it. I mean, I knew we were going to have a good team, but the preseason, like no preseason and everything kind of threw me off. Like, it kind of switched up my predictions. I mean, knowing that even with Odell last year, we went 6-10, but I was pretty confident that we were going to do a little bit better this season because we have a new coaching staff, and it went really well, and I was really excited. Like, I didn't even care about the Chiefs game. It was a good game, so
we did our MVPs for this year. And Vinny picked Baker Mayfield. Bri picks Kevin Stefanski. And I went with a trifecta of Stefanski, Baker, and Garrett because they all owned their sides for once. So if you had to pick an MVP for this year for the Cleveland Browns, who would it be?
I'm going to take a long shot here. Don't get me wrong. I like everyone, but I'm going to say Rashard Higgins.
Oh, you're going to go... Really?
I thought you were going Cody Parkey there.
I love Rashard Higgins.
All right, so we have a Hollywood fan. What are you doing to my computer over there?
I'm not doing nothing.
All right, well, stop messing with it.
I don't see it.
It keeps going blank. We're having technical issues over here on Vinny's side. So we also wanted to bring up
that. Well, let me say that's not a bad pick.
I didn't
considering the way he stepped up when OBJ went down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, nobody wanted this guy in the offseason. Nobody signed him. He had to, I mean, I don't want to make it sound too bleak, but he almost had to come crawling back to Cleveland, and we gave him a one-year deal. So
hold on. What's really funny, coming from a team last year that didn't even want to play him.
Yeah, and he was one of my guys that I starred that had a phenomenal game. There weren't many that have a great game against the Chiefs. He was one of them. I think he had like 88 yards or something. He was our top receiver.
Unreal.
Good call.
Good job, bud.
I think he's the only Browns player that has ever received a second contract, like for a wide receiver spot.
Wow. That's deep.
Yeah. I mean, we've had tight ends that got second one, but I don't know about...
That's a good call.
Yeah. Because now we have to Google that. Did you Google that?
No, I think my dad told me.
Oh, of course.
Don't give him any credit.
Don't give him any credit on here. So, yeah, I do that. Please. I'm a huge Browns fan. You went to the Browns rally over the weekend on Saturday. And, I see pictures of you guys. How fun was it to be around all those Browns fans? Because it looked like there had to be tens of thousands of people downtown.
Oh, it was so fun. It was the same feeling when you went outside after the Cavs game or something, or went to Dick's Sporting Goods late at night, just horns honking and people yelling, saying "Go Browns" and stuff. And it was completely surreal because I've never been around a lot of sports fans before. I've been to a couple Indians watch parties for the World Series and Cavs games, but the Browns experience is just so unreal, especially seeing all those fans that have actually lived through the drought and the heartbreak, and to see how happy they were, and it was amazing.
Please, kid, you've been through more heartbreak. At least we had some kind of winning team back when we watched the Browns. You had nothing. You had Brian Hoyer and Johnny Manziel.
Don't you dog Brian Hoyer
I'm
now.
dog
Come
Brian
on, don't
Hoyer.
you put him in the Johnny Manziel category. I was trying to think of the last time the Browns had a celebration like that. Was it the 0-16 parade?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So, completely flipped the table.
So, hold on. Hey, were you even old enough for Trent Richardson?
Maybe.
Take that
Who's
as a
that
no.
guy?
Take that as a no. All right. No,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. So are you going to come out with some more hype videos? Because I'll tell you what, the stuff that you had was unreal with that one. And you said you're going to try to work on another one for Kansas City, but are you going to do a end of the year hype video and a preview next year?
Yeah, I was going to do an end of the year one, and then going into the off season, I was going to do multiple players to build up the hype, like Grant Delpit and OBJ, people that got hurt early in the year, or Greedy Williams. And I was going to do some other players. I know it's I'm a Browns fan, But I love Justin Jefferson. Like, I'm a huge Justin Jefferson fan, so I'd probably do one for Justin Jefferson, just all types of different ones. But yeah, I'll probably do one for individual players, in the off season.
So is Justin Jefferson your favorite player overall?
No. If I had to, if the Browns were never existent, I'd probably Justin Jefferson would be my favorite player.
Okay, so who's your favorite Browns player?
Probably Higgins.
Yeah?
Nice.
Yeah, I like Higgins a lot.
Will you get his jersey?
No, I need to get one. I need to save up for one.
Okay. All right. Maybe next year. Hey, he's as valuable to the Cleveland Browns as he is to any other franchise.
Do you think they re-sign him this year?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
I mean, risking any other stuff because COVID could still be an issue, but he really stepped up when OBJ got hurt. So I think they're going to resign him.
So let's get into Fat Boy Tuesday. You ready for Fat Boy Tuesday? All right.
Sure thing.
So the reason why we call it Fat Boy Tuesday is all of us here love food. All right. And we talk food all the time. We talk it like we talk to Browns. All right. So we wanted your perspective. You're, 2 decades younger than us. All right. And we want your perspective on foods that kids your age like. Because we have a kid at work, and we love him, but he just eats chicken nuggets. Okay. But.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. But we want to know what kind of foods you like. Like, if you're going to go out and grab some food, what are you grabbing? Like, are you going to a certain restaurant? Are you going to B-Dubs? Or do they still call it B-Dubs?
Yeah.
Okay, so, you're going to Hooley House. I had to ask.
Well, and
it's been a while since I've been out. I'm married kids.
And there's a moratorium on the words avocado and toast for this segment.
Yeah, no avocado toast. We told you that on Friday. You can't say avocado toast.
I've only had a couple times. I love Raising Cane's so much. If you guys have ever been there,
yeah,
that sauce.
Yeah,
man.
I love Cane's so much.
They just put a new one here in North Homestead. Oh my lord!
Oh, really?
Yeah. And hey, I went there at 10:30. I'm like, they're not open yet. And I pulled through the drive-thru. I'm like, yeah, give me the tailgate package, the 50 tenders with 2 trays of fries. How many cane sauce do you want? All of them. All of them.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I love their bread.
Yeah.
I never even had their bread. They have bread there?
So I've done it. I've done this before, and don't judge me. I'll go through the line. I'll get 2 Raising Cane sauces, and I'll get their bread, and then that's it. I don't get any chicken. I'll go to Wendy's or something and get chicken nuggets and just dunk it in the sauce.
I thought you were going to tell me you're going to go around a second time.
Hey, what do you want, honey?
I was like,
okay.
Yeah,
that's all I want. I'm on a
I've
diet.
done it.
I'm on a diet.
Hey, he's done it before, too, because they look at him weird at Arby's. But he goes, yeah, can I get the 5 for 10 roast beef sandwich? Honey, what do you want? And there's nobody in the passenger seat.
I put on
you
mustache.
want a Diet Coke? Oh, okay, Diet Coke. And
I speak with a Spanish accent. They'll never know.
So, all right. So you have Raising Cane's. Like, what's your best burger? What do you like?
Whopper from Burger King.
Oh, the 2 for $5 Whopper?
Just the regular one with no tomato.
So you don't even get the 2 for $5.
No, I just get the sandwich because sometimes I'm not like.
Oh, Vinny.
Teach him, Vin.
Vinny, you gotta go with the value. You gotta go with the 2 for $5 value.
2 for $5. 2 for $5.
Hey, even if you don't eat it that day, it's great for breakfast the next morning. Not really, but
Done it. Oh, yeah, it is.
Never been there for breakfast.
McDonald's just went up with the Big Macs 2 for $6. Big Macs. They went back up. Yep. Nope, sorry.
So you told us you do
out.
like Big Macs, which made me happy because growing up, Big Macs were the thing. Is there any other food? Now, is there food that you don't like at all? Because you brought up,
I don't like olives.
I was going to say you brought up asparagus on the cheap ham party, and I about fell out of my chair.
Oh,
because I'm sitting going,
It's weird when it comes out. I like Brussels sprouts too. I don't know if that'll make you fall out of your chair.
Are you even like a true kid? Like, what are you doing with Brussels sprouts and asparagus? You got to get the good stuff, and if it's going to be something like that, you got to smother it like barbecue sauce or something.
I do it with barbecue sauce sometimes. I put bacon with my Brussels sprouts.
Now, hold on.
Ooh.
Now we're going to have a debate here later on. For you, is it pop or soda?
Pop.
Okay. What's your favorite pop? You look like a Mountain Dew kid.
I like cherry Pepsi.
Oh, wild cherry
There you
Pepsi.
go.
Look at this kid.
That.
Have you
That's
tried?
mine.
Is it Dr. Pepper that came out with the wild cherry Dr. Pepper? I think
Sounds
You
right.
did?
Yes. If you have a
Mhm.
chance to get that, you'll like it.
Oh, I should get that next time I go to the store.
See, you got to hang out with the fat guys. We know food.
Little Sweet sang about
Yeah.
it, I think.
Yeah, love Little Sweet. So when can we expect these hype videos from you? And if we do get them, can we play them?
Oh yeah, you can totally play them. I mean, you don't have to give credit. I mean, any like.
Oh no,
usually
we're
you ask for credit, but
no.
You can.
We're giving you credit.
Yeah, plug your Twitter. Where can we find them?
You can find them at Cadell Landon. I can 2 D's, 2 L's, and then just Landon with an O because people usually get that mixed up. But yeah, you can find them there. But I will always let you guys know when I'm coming out with them, and yeah, I'll DM you. when I come
Perfect.
out with them.
Let us know. We'll share them out
Yeah.
for everybody to see because, like I said, that one just as soon as I saw it when your dad messaged me, I'm like, get out of here! I want to run through the wall right now.
I started running laps around the living room. I'll tell
Like,
you what.
I sent it to Brian. I'm like, Brian, you got to check this out. Brian's just going nuts. I'm like, I know, right? Look at this.
Fatty, real quick, okay? I
Yeah.
just want you to know. DM stands for direct message.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, your eyes kind of lit up a little bit there.
He thought it stood for dark meat.
Oh, see, I told you would have fun with this.
Oh, I've been excited for this podcast. I've been waiting so much for. I can wait.
So you're still in what, high school?
Yeah,
Well, I'm not gonna
actually a
ask.
freshman.
I'm not going to ask you what high school because we're not going to bring that up. And
Okay.
I do want to give you kudos for being your age and coming out with this stuff. Like when I was your
Mhm.
age, I had no idea how to do anything of this. Like I still don't, and I'm where I'm at now. Like your dad's got to like walk me through stuff like a baby steps. So for you to cut all this stuff and make this, and if you ever need help with music, we can kick it old school. We can give you some good music, old school style.
Yeah, I'm always looking for music. I'm always looking for music.
Oh yeah, you can
So
definitely
actually,
hit
that sounds like
because
fun.
Bry's a little country boy over
Yeah,
here.
a little George Strait. I got you.
Yeah, let's see.
Joe Diffie, whatever you want.
Joe Diffie. We're not doing Joe
I'm
Diffie.
sorry.
We know a great guy with a banjo, too.
Yeah, we can hook you up with our boy that did our intro music, and he give you some original stuff. That cool?
Yeah, I loved my dad's intro for the Browns table. He showed me it, and I was like,
Oh,
dang, these
yeah.
are good.
That's top notch.
Which one? Oh yeah, that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
And if you've started looking at colleges, let me just suggest
Oh, no.
University of Michigan has a great
Don't you do it?
videography program.
Don't do it.
I'm just-
I'll beat you with this
I'm
chair.
putting you out there.
I've already decided like what colleges I want to go to, and Michigan isn't one of them. I promise.
So what colleges did you decide?
Don't say Toledo either.
So it's like I want to go to college for engineering. I want to major in engineering. And I want to minor in communications. So I'm looking at Wake Forest, Maryland, Akron, Ohio State, and Oklahoma. I actually wanted to go to Kent State. They don't have a men's soccer team though, so that kind of was a deal breaker.
Okay, that's
So I've
awesome,
just been
bud.
thinking about it a bit.
Hopefully, if you look on the camera right here, over my, hold on, which shoulder is it? This shoulder. You get a little OH over here. You go to Ohio State and have some fun down there. But if not, you want to get away from the parents, you got to expand, bud. You got to go check out your stuff.
I like that Mountaineers banner. I've been to Morgantown. It's so nice.
My wife is from West Virginia, and she is a Mountaineer through and through, and she even converted the kids. Because I got the boys one day, I started joking around with them, and I was trying to get them pumped up for the Buckeye game. I gave them the OH. They're like, go Mountaineers. I'm like, what?
It's because they're amazing blue.
And I'm like, what is going on here? And then next thing I know,
like that.
they come out and I'm watching the Ohio State game. And they're like, is this the Mountaineers game? I'm like, you've been hanging out with your grandfather and your mom way too much. Get in this house.
Where's
I'm wishing-
Pac-Man?
like, unreal.
Off the rails, sorry.
Yeah, I know. You went off the rails on that one. So, before we get you off here, okay, we're going to do, and we do this with all of our guests, we're going to do a top 3 at the end of the show. And it's going to be the top 3 Browns plays of 2020. So if you could think of your top 3 of plays throughout the year that you think changed the Cleveland Browns, let me know. Ready? We're going to go number 3.
All right, so number 3, I think, is the Baker sliding into the end zone against the Ravens. Definitely set the it definitely set the intensity for the game.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it. All right, number 2.
Donovan Peoples-Jones game winner against the Bengals.
Oh, there it is. There you go. There's DPJ. I told you would say it.
He's a smart kid.
I know. And your number 1, bud.
I'm gonna go with the in the Titans game where Baker scrambled out of the pocket and he threw it and Rashard Higgins toe tapped in the very corner of the end zone.
I know exactly.
You remember that?
Yes, I do. That was a great catch.
Oh my gosh,
Loved it.
All right.
I love that catch so much.
So, Landon, thank you so much for coming on with us, bud. We greatly appreciate it. We really do. And are you at your dad's house now?
I appreciate you letting me on. No, I'm not.
Okay, well, I got to be on with him later, so that's why I got to wrap things up.
Can't
Even though I love being on the Browns table, I truly do. He's like, hey,
yeah,
I need you. I'm like, everybody needs a little fat guy. I understand. So,
yeah.
But yes, when you get those hype videos out, hit us up, all right? And we will send them out.
Mm-hmm.
And also, let everybody know next Tuesday we're going to go live at one of our bars that we're going to go out to. So let everybody know to catch us on, I think it's probably going to be just on Facebook Live. But I'll send out the link to you and everything. But thank you so much for coming on with us. I had a blast, bud. And keep eating Big Macs and the 2 for $5 Whoppers. You got to get the 2 for $5.
Yes.
Should I send you a picture next time I do?
Yes. You'll make Vinny very happy. All right.
That's where I'm going for dinner tonight when I leave.
Because he gets upset because he spent, what'd you spend, $5 on 2 cheeseburgers from McDonald's and you wanted to flip a table because he goes, I could have got a 2 for $5 Whopper.
No, it was Wendy's. I ended up paying like the $8 for that amazing burger that I had that wasn't as filling as I wanted it to.
Still sticks in his craw.
Still sticks in his craw. All right, bud, we're going to kick you off here. Thank you so much for coming on with us, all right?
All right. Thank you for having me on.
You the man, Landon.
Course,
have a good one.
Everybody check him out, all right? Thanks, Landon.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
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 So that was Landon. Dude, that hype video, I can't say it enough. That hype video was the best.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm going for being 15 years old and doing that, it's unreal. Freshman in high school.
Pretty talented.
And it just, I wanted to flip over tables. I wanted to throw kids. I didn't care. I was fired up.
I thought a national guy did it.
That's what I thought too, because he's like, yeah, my son did it. I'm like, what? I thought you did it. He goes, no, my son did it. I'm like, I got to get him on here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Landon, thank you so much for coming on with us. We had a blast, bud.
Yep.
All right, so we are going to get into our trivia. We're here at the end of the show. So, Bri, give me that trivia question again. We haven't done the top 3. Top 3 is next.
No, I wasn't even talking about the top 3.
What were you talking about?
I wanted to run down, too. I wanted to let you know. I mean, I have a 15-year-old that lives in my house, too.
Oh, yeah.
And, about the 3 things that she pretty much eats, ramen, nachos. She makes her own nachos.
Yeah.
Oh.
And, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh.
Those are the 3 things those are her go-tos. Other than that, it's like Uber Eats or something like that. She's getting.
Oh, she pays the extra for Uber Eats?
We got her own credit card.
That's a whole nother story.
Wow,
got her own credit. Not credit card, but debit card. She takes care of all that on her own.
She's paying an extra delivery fee.
Listen, I ain't worried about that. It's not coming out of my account.
All right, it will be soon.
Soon.
About 6 more months it will be. Have fun with that. I can't wait to see how gray you get.
5 months and 1 week.
Oh, good Lord. My kid's favorite thing is pasta. I swear they're Italian.
Oh, I love it.
They just want spaghetti all the time. They're like, Dad, what do you want? What do you want for dinner? Spaghetti. No, we just had spaghetti yesterday. What do you want for dinner tonight? Pizza. I'm not doing pizza again. You guys are trying to kill me here. And the best thing is I took Alexander shopping at Walmart over the weekend. And we're driving through. I'm like, Bud, what do we need at the house? He goes, we need sauce. I'm like, all right. And then I walk down to the sauce aisle. I'm like, this sauce? He goes, Big jug, Dad. Don't mess around. I'm like, all right, throw it in there. We're going through. He goes, garlic bread too. I'm like, and I picked up like the sticks. He goes, no, big loaf. I'm like, what are you doing, son? Like, I'm looking at him going, what the heck are you doing?
Wrapped around your finger.
And I'm like, oh, well, of course I got to get it because I'll eat it too. But all right. And then the best one was the meatballs. So you know how they have like the little packages of meatballs, and normally I grab those because one little package makes a nice sauce and everything. He comes up and he goes, big bag. I'm like, what do you mean big bag? He goes, down there on the bottom are those meatballs. I'm like, yeah, but they're like $20, son. He goes, don't care, get them. I'm like, fine.
Hey, big boy, that's not going to last till the weekend.
Love it. All right, so let's close this show out, Brian. Give me that trivia. Come on.
Your trivia, brought to you by Curb Appeal Landscaping, is...
CurbAppeal419.com.
Thank you, sir. So, Baker, 3 seasons, has 45 starts for your Cleveland Browns. I'm looking for the second and the third most starts by a quarterback since 2002.
Derek Henderson.
Yes, sir. 34
Nice.
starts. And here we go. Here's the tough one. Good call on that one.
Thank you. I love DA.
Yep.
You know something? I'm going to go out on a limb right now, and I'm going to say Deshaun Kaiser.
Not
with
Deshaun.
16.
Nope, not Deshaun Kaiser. He had, where you at, Deshaun? 15.
15. So it's not Deshaun. Kelly Holcomb? Nope.
Nope.
Charlie Fry?
Nope.
Let's see here. Brady Quinn.
Nope.
Okay, let's just keep going through quarterbacks. Brian Hoyer?
Nope.
Johnny Manziel.
Nope.
All right, so let's keep going through quarterbacks. What the heck? Who else?
I'll give you, do you want a hint?
Josh
You actually
McCown.
added
Nope.
Johnny Manziel in that?
I had to.
Nope.
'Cause
Just
then
to
we're-
twist
we're-
the knife a little bit. Sure.
Yeah.
Hook 'em.
Colt freaking McCoy.
McCoy.
Oh, my Lord.
21 starts. Brandon
Ugh.
Whedon right behind him with 20.
Oh, good God.
So that's as far as we've come, Cleveland Browns
Yep.
fans.
All right.
We don't have to deal with that anymore. We got our quarterback.
All right. Well, we're getting here to our top 3, and I got to play the jingle for the top 3, right? And why does my computer keep messing up? Well, I'm not worried
That's
about
on
it.
your end.
That's on my end. I'm not worried about it. So let's do our top 3. Unmute and... All right, so we are doing our top 3 plays of 2020-21 season. Okay? Vinny, are you feeling confident?
We'll see.
Yes, sir.
Or do you want Brian to go first?
No, I'll go first.
All right, well, let's do it then. All right, my cousin Vinny, your top 3. And number 3? Oh, wrong one.
Yeah, what was that?
Wrong one.
I'm like, wow, you're
There it
dogging
is.
me already.
Number 3.
Jeez. Hooper's catch in the KC game, right here at the end.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Huge.
4th and
Yeah.
2.
Huge.
That
Huge.
stretch that he made in order to catch that ball.
Oh, I know.
Holy
All
crap.
right.
Good call.
So,
Hold on. Number 2?
3. Number 2 was the first interception by Murray against the Steelers. I think that was huge.
In the playoff game?
In the playoff game, yeah.
MJ Stewart. Was
MJ
it?
Stewart.
MJ
Oh, was it Stewart?
Yes.
MJ
yes.
Stewart.
All right, my bad.
No,
Yep.
you're fine, buddy.
Nope.
You're fine. That's why
On the
I
right
double
path.
checked. I thought it was close.
No, I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
so number 1.
My number 1. Now, again, and correct me if I'm wrong. Taki was the final interception of that
There you
Steelers
go.
game.
There it was. Taki
Nail in the coffin.
Nail in the coffin.
Absolutely.
All right, Brian. You ready for your top 3?
Yep.
Number
Give it
3.
to me. And really, my number 3 probably should be my number 1, but it wasn't really a great play. Don't get me wrong. It was a huge play, but it wasn't a great play by the Browns. It was more of a complete S show by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right.
The snap by Pouncey over Big Ben's head and just completely opened that game up for us. So
I love
that
it.
really that's the number 1, but the Browns really didn't make a play in that. But let me just throw a little dirt on Big Ben's grave a little more.
There it is. Number 2.
Number 2, I gotta give some love to DPJ. game-winning catch.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. That was, I mean, he was nothing up to that game. He didn't do anything at all. And you go back and look at that play. That was an amazing catch, an amazing throw. And for him to get 2 feet down, I don't think we'll see that kind of play to win a game very often.
All right. And your number one.
Number one, it all started back in week 4, maybe, when I started to get that feeling that that this was a special season and the Browns can actually do work. And I know we had a huge lead, but the Dallas Cowboys were coming back on us, and it was like, man, are we going to blow this again and be the same old Browns? And OBJ made that play, that end around, what was it, 51 yards?
Yep.
And from there on out, it was like, okay, we can do this. We're not going to blow every single game that we have a giant lead in. So that's my number one. That's what made me believe in this Cleveland Browns team.
So, my number 3 is a duo. All right. So, I'm going to kind of piggyback off you a little bit with the Steelers, but the Kareem Hunt run in that game where he bowled over 3 people to take him in the end zone, and then the screen pass to Chubb there at the end for the 50-yard screen pass for the touchdown, those two solidified that game right there to let Steelers know we're here and we're to stay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My number 2. And I got to go with that sweep by Odell, too. That week 4 against the Cowboys to let everybody know we were on national stage at that point in time. And everybody said that the Cowboys were just going to throttle us.
Dak Prescott, 500 yards passing.
And we went out nuts on them. All right. And my number 1. That touchdown pass to Peoples-Jones Jr. in the end zone, along with the touchdown pass to Jarvis Landry. Baker only had a small window to throw those 2 passes in, and he BB'd that ball in there.
Mm-hmm.
So those 2 touchdown passes, for one to win us a game, he came back and won us a game.
Yeah.
And the other one to solidify that he can throw it wherever the hell he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm loving every minute of it because now I'm starting to get that Brett Favre vibe.
Right.
I'm loving every minute of it.
Right. And for the fans that think Baker's just going to be perfect from here on out, you're delusional. You're not realistic. But he will make you plays, and from time to time, where he's one of the only quarterbacks in the league that can make some of these throws.
Oh, I know.
And so we have that going forward. We talked earlier about the Baker after the bye week.
Oh, yeah. It was unreal. That bye week, I don't know what happened. I don't know what was said or what was done. Baker was a totally different person. And not like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different person. I credit Stefanski and Van Pelt for sitting down with him on that bye week and going, hey, this is what's going on right now. This is what you're seeing. And then after that, they didn't even simplify it, but it looked like he started doing his checkdowns more. He was taking what was in front of him instead of what was downfield. And then at that point in time, when the defense would start to do that, that's when he would take what was downfield.
You project those numbers from the second half of the season to an entire season, he's an MVP candidate.
Oh, yeah. Unreal. Like his passer rating, his completion rating was through the roof.
His completion rating is something I'm sure we'll get into throughout the offseason, but it needs to come up. I think it was 62
but you
for the whole season.
Yeah, but
the second half.
Yeah,
right.
The second half. Like there was games where he was 19-20, and it was like, what is going on? And he was just darting everybody.
Right, and he did that with only 2 weeks off for the bye week. Imagine, 7 months off, 8 months off until next year. It's going to be the most hyped offseason in Cleveland Browns history.
So, we are at that point in time of the show, Big Brian.
Yep.
All right. We are Illegal Ham to the Face. You can find us at Illegal Ham to the Face on Twitter at Ham Illegal. You can find us on Facebook at Illegal Ham to the Face. You can find us at Gmail. Hit us up on Gmail, please, because your guys' feedback, we love every bit of it because we talk anything and everything. So if you got something to bring to the table, like Ronnie did last week with the pepperoni bread, bring it to the table. I sent a picture of that pepperoni bread, and everybody here, that's atrocious.
It was a loaf of bread.
It was a loaf of bread with a slice of pepperoni on it.
Right.
Horrible. All right. And whoever did that, Ronnie, let me know, and I will make sure that it is known. All right. But
he'll be sleeping with the fishes.
He'll be sleeping with, I'll have my cousin Vinny take care of it.
Hey, now.
Catch us live next week at Mr. B's. All right. We are going to be at Mr. B's Tavern. which is like 130th and Pearl area.
Come on out.
Yep.
Come on out if you
Sure,
want to come out and hang out with
absolutely.
us. We're going to have food. We got Harold Keel from the APA coming on with us. We got Vic, the owner, coming on with us.
Mhm.
We're going to have other friends there that are going to chime in their 2 cents. Toby, who called Vinny fat a couple while ago.
Was that me or you? I don't remember.
Oh, he already knows I'm fat. That's my Matt Fat guy.
I know.
All
I'm
right,
trying to
so-
pass the buck.
I know. So, my cousin Vinny, give him a good night.
Fat by
Hey.
association, Vinny.
Right. Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Big Brian, give him a God bless.
Yep. God bless you. God bless America. And thank you. And God bless your Cleveland Browns.
All right. I am that fat guy. Thank you so much, Cleveland Browns, for a great year. We love our troops, our first responders. We're starting to get the vaccine out. Hopefully, we can get back to normal soon and go to a football game and a tailgate because I cannot wait.
Mhm. Home playoff game next year.
We are Legal Ham in the Face. Boys, we are definitely uncorked. We're unloaded, and we're out. Thanks for listening.